Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
I'm so glad that you're here today. I'm with Sarah Brock. She's one of my dear friends and one of my mentors, and truly someone who has helped me cross a path that I didn't think I would be able to get over. I felt like in a way I was almost on death's doorstep when I met Sarah. Truthfully, I did feel that way, and if not, I was definitely on the brink of a nervous breakdown. And she helped me find a lot of peace and physical well-being as well as mental well-being. And I will forever be grateful for you, Sarah. And you're remarkable. She's a remarkable healer, holistic healer, and has so many modalities under her belt. Um, she's here in Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm going to let her tell you exactly what she does because it's way too much for me to explain. So take it away.
Thank you very much. Basically, what I do is I help to get people back in touch with their truth, that we all carry this place inside of us that is connected to our inner well-being, that's connected to our inner peace, and it's just this place inside that is thriving and connected to source, connected to light and love. So the work I do is to help get people back in touch with that. It's a lot of balancing work. So if things are off in the body, they're disconnected or bound up, constricted, I just help to get everything flowing again, reconnected, so that it's kind of like getting through all the confusion so you can get back inside and remember who you really are. There's several modalities I can use to help facilitate this. I am a licensed acupuncturist, so that's one modality I use. I'm also a massage therapist. So sometimes I'll be drawn to do some body work. And I also do a whole variety of energy healing. And that's, at this point now, it's a very intuitive, heart-centered energy healing where I just really hold space and I can read your energy field. So I can read, where you may be off, where are those energies constricted, where are you disconnected, where are those energies that aren't really in alignment with you, that are covering you up from your truth. So I help to do some energy healing to reset all that, clear energies out that need to be cleared out. And then I also work some with the human design chart system. I use that as a tool to just, help understand why there might be certain patterns showing up. And then I also do some light language healing to just bring in some frequencies that really connect to us at the soul level that our mind necessarily, can understand all the time. So it helps really break through sometimes our mental hangups, and that light language healing can really vibrationally get down into that place inside of you that is carrying your true vibration. So a lot of it is, very frequency-based healing, but I can use very physical modalities like acupuncture and body work, or very, more ethereal light modalities like the energy healing and the light language healing. And I love the work I do. And it's always different. Like, it kind of depends on who I'm working with, what's showing up. And I definitely like to work, with the person, because I feel like I'm the one that's kind of just holding space, definitely offering the things I've been trained in and the experiences that I've had with healing. And then it's really all about you finding, that healer within yourself, that it's really you and your connection to source and God that's doing it. So it's very honored to do this kind of work with people.
My husband and I both see Sarah, and I have neither of us, and we go in together and we watch each other's sessions. And my husband is a Sarah freak. He loves Sarah. I don't think my husband's like a normal man anyway. I don't know. He's, but well, he's not, is he?
No, he's not. Yeah, he's very unique.
In nature. But I have never had, when you go to a healer, usually 9 times out of 10, I've been to quite a few now. There's a pattern. there's usually like they have, okay, we're going to start here. We're going to do this first. We're going to do this first. We're going to do, we're going to do the second, third. And it's usually, most of the time it's that way. I've never been to one of your sessions that, that were alike. They're all very, very, very unique. And each outcome is very unique and remarkable. Each one is remarkable. And I've had some out of body experiences with you, and I've had some instantaneous healings with you. I have had some other crazy things, Kundalini awakenings, which you had to explain to me what that was, which I know that you pushed that energy through me. I didn't even know what that was. I know that you whatever you did broke that loose. And because I remember you actually instructing me the week prior. You had said that it was something was blocked in my sacral chakra, and you had told me what to do. And I took your instructions very seriously, and I did it. And then that next week, this had happened, and I can remember just going, what happened? And I was like, I've got to get back to you, immediately. I've got to see the doctor, So I'm wondering, when you're going through when you're going through your process, is it a physical sensation? Is it just a knowing? Is it all of the above for you? I just want to know, because I would love to have this gift.
Right. Yeah. So for me, it shows up more as a knowing. And as I've worked with people on the spiritual path and people waking up to their spiritual healing gifts, typically there will be at least one gift that is, stronger in us. So that could be divine knowing, divine seeing, where you actually can see stuff, divine sensing, divine hearing, where you can hear things, divine feeling, sometimes divine smelling. So, when you're doing healing work, just information will come to you in different ways. And it's really important, I think, that you, whichever one it is, that you really honor it and trust that that's the one that you are to use for now, and others could open up, because many people get hung up that they want to be able to see things or whatever. But that could be blocking you, or, you could be missing the gift that you actually were gifted with. So for me, when I started doing healing work, I was about 23, 24. So that's been over 15 years now. It was like, I just kind of like knew things. It was almost like a voice in my head, but it wasn't like I heard it. I just knew it. And that is probably the hardest one to trust. So it took me a good, 5, 6, 7, 8 years to even get to the place where I could trust it and I felt comfortable really working with people. At that time, 23, 24, it was not my main career. So it took a while to build trust of the divine knowing that was coming. And I just was, I would go to different workshops and different healing circles. So I was basically just given these opportunities to build trust, because what I would know, I would go ahead and go on it, and it would, turn out to be valid. So, so now, just because I've been doing it so long and it's just validated, over and over, I've just become really clear and trusting the knowing. And I can feel the difference when it's my separated mind coming in and trying to, and that will still happen every once in a while. Living on this earth plane, can be easy to still get swept away in the mental thought stream. So I can tell the difference vibrationally when my mind starts coming in versus it's this divine knowing. Mm-hmm. So when I'm working on somebody, I'm just like in the room with them, I stand back a bit and just kind of scan their whole being, mm-hmm. physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, at the very core to the very, outer edges of the aura. And it's like, I'm just like, there's an intuitive knowing hit, and I'm just drawn to an area. And at this point now, because everything is vibration. So even this divine knowing, it's this vibration. So now I can kind of feel it. because I'm more clear in my own vibrational state, and I'm more, I have the experience of now I can feel what that knowing is. So yeah, it's mostly the knowing, but I can feel it as well, just a subtle vibration kind of thing.
Okay.
And then at times, as I'd say that's kind of my basis, but then I will occasionally see things, like I'll get flashes of colors, or I'll get this flash of a being in the room with us. And it's usually very quick, and it's not all the time. I will occasionally hear things, but it's usually buzzes and clicks in different ears. And I, will just pay attention to that and know that there's some information coming through. Occasionally I'll smell things. That's very rare for me right now. And then, I sometimes will use my hands and scan, and I can kind of feel through the palms of my hands, maybe like pressure. I'll feel a pressure differential, or I'll feel a temperature change. So I'll bring in these other gifts, but my main basis is just the divine knowing.
Knowing. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Okay. So I want to ask you a couple of other questions, because I know you have a gift for everyone that's listening. You're going to do a meditation for us. But I wanted to ask you, you have told me that you also do remote healing.
Yes.
Okay, so how does that work? I know a lot of people do remote healing. Can you explain to me, because I've had the gift, and I do believe it's a gift, of being in your presence, and many times, and there's something about being with you, to me, that's like, because I'm so airy and I've got so much fire, and I need some. I think I talked to you about this the other day. It's like I'm this hot air balloon, and you are just like this. You're like the basket with the sandbags that keeps me grounded and keeps me from floating off. And it is so comforting that I'm not just going to be, like, it's just that, and it's comforting that I'm not going to float off, but I'm still out there able to, like, be high, and do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. That's very comforting. I wonder sometimes, are you that for everyone?
I have, many people have told me that. So yes, I think I have a lot of earth energy, and I do work a lot with
Does that
grounding.
become a drag on you, though, to be that
No.
person?
So in the beginning, it was confusing and hard, and there were, like entanglements of energies and, codependency. But the more I became clear in myself, and knew my purpose, and could feel what my own vibration was, I did realize, it is a gift for others, and we're all one. So if that's how I can serve people, then beautiful, and I'm going to be that, but then also just take care of the energy flow and energy signatures of each person involved. So I've been pretty good with it for many years now, of just, being that for some people, and it no longer feels like a drag, but just, yeah, a gift, and there's freedom there and lightness there now. So
That's good.
yeah.
Okay. Back to what I kind of got off there. But being in your presence is so healing for me, because I know that's what I need. So I'm wondering, and I've always wondered this about anybody that can do remote healing. How does that work? Because I know you do quite a bit of that, and that's something that, is really really needed, especially right now in this day and age. So when you're in the room, I get that. How does that work for you? How does that? And I should also say, I know that you use, like, human design. You were the first one to introduce me to human design, which I find fascinating, because it's got this astrological piece to it that's amazing. I remember when you asked me for my birthday, and I was like, what's she doing? She's like, what? There's a chart, So that was really, amazing to me. So I know you use tools like that, and that must help you as well. So, but from a healing, an energy healing standpoint, is that the kind of work that you do when you do remote work? Or?
So I do bring in a little bit of the human design, not always.
Okay.
But so basically when I do the remote work there, I usually try to have some way to connect in with the person. I usually have them, maybe send me an email of what's going on, what they want to work on. I usually do remote sessions on the phone. So I'm also talking to them and hearing their voice. So there's something that I like to have there to connect in with their vibration, whether it be words on a paper that they've, written or typed. It doesn't even have to be their handwriting, or running their human design chart can help me tap in, or talking to them on the phone can help me tap in. And so when I'm doing remote work, I'm pretty much doing the same process as when I'm doing healing work in person. It's like I've connected in with their energy, their whole being, especially more at the energy fields of their being. And then I just start scanning and stuff starts coming to me. And I usually, to help facilitate this, I usually have a piece of paper in front of me, and I will often write things, or I'll start drawing pictures. And I'm not an artist, so they're very stick figure kind of pictures, but it's kind of like a way that I can put the energy into something. So, if I'm drawn to the sacral chakra, I may draw a little stick figure and start drawing some symbols over the sacral chakra. And often I will, I'm on the phone with a person usually. So I'll be telling them what I'm doing. And then I'll also, when I'm finished, I'll also often take a picture of that and send that to them so they can connect in with that as well. And there's, when I'm doing the healing work remotely, there's often a lot of back and forth. I'll ask them how they're feeling, if they're feeling anything. And then it's kind of like a bit of a journey. I have also done remote sessions where we're not on the phone, and that is great and effective too. So let's just say somebody would like some remote healing work, and they don't really want to be on the phone, or they can't. Maybe there's just, they're in a place that they can't do that. So they will, send me an email of what's going on, and then I'll tell them the time that I'm going to work on them, and they don't even have to be, meditating or connecting in with me. And I will kind of do the same thing where I connect in. I may have their human design chart to connect with, and then I start drawing. And then sometimes I get messages that I write down for them, and then I'll send that to them. And often, people have really, really good results. And I see things shift just like I would in person. Some people actually shift easier remotely because they're not attached to the physical presence. They're able to kind of more get out of the way. They don't, they're not, their mind isn't there and their body isn't there as close to me to kind of create other things. So some people do really well more with being in the presence. Right now you do really well with being in my presence. And then some people do better being at remote. And to me, the remote distance healing can work because there really is no such thing as time or space. We all are one at some level. The time and space thing is for this realm of experience, for our human experience, for our mind to be able to make sense of things. So when we can step outside of that, when we can step kind of outside of the identity with this physical body, the identity with the mind, when we can remember that we are these beings of love and light, that we are all one, then we can heal from anywhere, anytime, any place, kind of thing, any amount of space or no space. So I really love doing, all kinds of work, the in person and the remote. It's nice to have the variety.
Awesome. Okay, so now that kind of is a nice bridge to talk about why we chose to do what we're doing, which is healing the world, right? And joining this peace initiative. And so how do we bring about this healing for peace? How do we do this?
For me right now, what I feel is that we remember that we all carry the vibration of peace. It's part of who we are. So first we tap into the peace within ourselves, and we choose to connect with that as often as we can. that when we're in a situation that doesn't feel so peaceful, which is very common on this planet because it is a planet of contrast. So it's almost like, oh my gosh, I am in a situation that is anything but peaceful. It's very difficult. I'm stressed out. I'm in pain. I'm sad. I'm suffering. At times it can be this moment of, but there is a place of peace within me that will never go away no matter what. And this very intense experience can help push me into it and help me find it more. So we honor, that intense experience. We do what we need to do to take care of it, but then we know that there is part of healing that can be going inside and finding that peace. And then once we find the peace within us, we start really choosing it and we start letting it vibrate out. And it's like we're these walking beacons of peace, these walking shining lights of peace, and it can be like a ripple effect because it is vibrational. And so if we are walking around being attuned and activated in our peace, then anybody who walks by us is going to feel that, and the peace within them might start waking up. So to me, it's a very inward out kind of thing. And then also remembering, if you're interacting with somebody that's not acting so peaceful, see past that and see that there is peace inside of them somewhere, and kind of, holding on to your own peace, but then knowing that their truth is also peace, even though they may have, they're not connected to it at all, and just being patient and loving that, they may wake up to that someday. But if first, to me, it comes down to choosing the peace within.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's it. Okay, so you're going to lead us in a personal peace meditation. I know this is going to be something that I'm going to use all the time. So, all right. So,
okay. So we'll go into just a little bit of a guided meditation now. So I'll be guiding you through this experience. So I'm just really grateful to be able to share this with you. So I invite you to just connect in with your breath. Just really connecting with the sensation of the breath, feeling how it's moving your body, just that natural inhale and exhale. And just continuing to connect in with the flow of your breath. The inhale and the exhale. And allow that breath to really get you in touch with your body, with your senses, with your inner state of being. And allow that breath to help your awareness go all throughout your body. So take your attention up into the very top of your head. And then take your attention all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And then take your attention down your arms into your hands. Allowing your breath to really reconnect you with your whole body. And just noticing if there's any part of your body that might be holding on, that might be resisting. Is there a part of your body that maybe you had stopped paying attention to? So allow the connection with your breath and your attention on your whole body to just let everything come back into oneness within you. And just see if you can let go a little bit more, letting those shoulders drop, letting the hands relax, letting the legs relax, softening your jaw, your mouth, your forehead, your ears. Just really letting everything come into connection, into oneness, into presence. And now from this state of being connected and at one with all within yourself, I invite you to take your attention deep inside the center of your chest and kind of low in your chest, like right above the diaphragm. And this is often where we do carry that frequency of peace, of love, of light. This is often where we carry our truth. I invite you to just kind of drop deep inside that area in your chest. Just finding your inner spark, finding your inner truth, finding that gem, that crystal, finding that starlight. And this is always here for you. And often it can have many layers that get put over it, but it's always there. So we're just going inside and finding that. And just resting there for a bit, just sitting in that place, just letting that buzz and vibrate. And just being with any sensations that might come up there, whether they feel comfortable or uncomfortable. Because sometimes going deep inside can feel a little scary. It can, make other feelings come up. So I just invite you to be with any sensations you're feeling as you go into your center. And just honoring them, being with them. That anything you're feeling, whether it be pleasant or unpleasant, is going to take you more and more into your truth. And now we're going to allow the energy in the very center of our being, that energy in the center of our chest that is connected to our peace, our love, our light, our truth. Just allow that to start really shining out through your body. The starlight just shining in all directions. Just flowing out to the front, to the back, up, down, and out from all angles, just going out, shining like a big ball of light that's completely filling your body, so that every cell in your body is attuning to this inner vibration, this true frequency of you. And continuing to allow that to just shine out, filling your body, and then going out further into your auric field, going out in all directions, not pushing it out, but just, it's like you're not resisting it anymore. You're not trying to hold it in anymore. You're letting go, and so it will naturally shine out. So it's like effortless. It's relaxing into it. It's being with it. Just continuing to breathe and connect with your breath to help facilitate that. And as that light is shining out, just continuing to let go, continuing to be with it. Now with this light shining out, we want to just kind of ground this in, just anchor it in so that you are fully embodying this. So with this light shining out from your center in all directions, just taking your attention to your feet, just letting your own life force energy flow out of the bottom of your feet and into Mother Earth. Even if your feet aren't on the ground, so if you're laying down, it's fine, or if you're up in another story of a building, that's fine. From anywhere you can ground to Mother Earth, because we are intimately connected with Mother Earth. So just letting your roots go out of your feet and into Mother Earth, and you can see it as tree roots or plant roots. You can see it as beams of light. You can see it as little cords, Just whatever works for you, just letting the energy come out of your feet and into the earth, just to anchor this in, because sometimes activating this very powerful light that we carry, it can cause us to float up a bit. It can kind of bring us up, and sometimes, that's not sustainable, because at some point we're going to come crashing back down. So in this moment with our light activated, we just want to ground a bit, just so we can, so it can be sustainable, so we can bring this into our everyday life. And let your energy ground as deep as it's comfortable for you. Everybody has a little bit different distance for grounding. So some people it's very deep, some people it's very shallow. Go to where it's like that's the sweet spot for you. Go there. Just let your grounding anchor in. So in this state, with your inner light shining out, grounded below, and connected above to all there is, just really honoring that this is a place where you can connect in with your vibration of peace, of love, of light, of truth. Just honoring that for yourself, honoring that for all. And just allowing the state to ripple into your life, into the space around you, into the flow of your life, and out into the planet in the way that's in the highest good for all, that serves the good of all. And as we just wind down here, and just allow some time to just come back into just a natural state of being, just letting go a bit more. And just start bringing your awareness back into the room you're in, the space you're in. Allowing this activated state of peace to go with you. That you can activate this at any time. Even if it's after the fact, even if you went through something intense and you remembered 3 days later, 3 days later you can stop and choose to activate peace and send it back to those 3 days prior, or maybe something was difficult and you weren't able to connect with peace. So just knowing that this is within you, and coming back into the awareness of the room, opening your eyes, offering much gratitude. And just being gentle with yourself right now as you come back into the awareness of this physical reality that we're in. So being in this, because we're all in a little bit of a higher state right now. So just being gentle, continuing to ground. It can be quite a contrast sometimes to really come back into this physical reality. But you can do it. A lot of us are here to bridge that gap. So I'm just very honored to share this with you.
Wow. That was beautiful. You're good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Something, it was so funny, when you were talking about going down just above your diaphragm. And I thought, ooh, that doesn't feel good. And then just as soon as you said that, you said it may not feel good. I thought, ooh, that doesn't feel good. I don't like that. And then you said it may not feel good.
Yeah, and I think that's so helpful to remember, because that stops a lot of people, or a lot of people give up, or they don't stay consistent, because we sometimes have to go through our stuff to get to that place. So it's kind of like we're in this spaceship going on this journey, and we go through this asteroid belt, and it's like, oh my gosh. But if we can get through it, we're going to the source. And so one thing I really try to help people remember is that discomfort is not wrong. Discomfort is okay. It's really being present with it and staying open with it that we want and the discomfort is temporary, and eventually we will get to the place that's more comfortable.
Yeah. And as soon as we left that little spot,
Mhm.
or as soon as the light was released, it was, I didn't
Mhm.
think about it anymore. But it was, yeah, that was not comfortable. Anyway, that was great. I'll do that over and over again. So let's talk a little bit about Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday, we're going to be at 11:11. Actually, we'll start the ceremony.
1:11.
Yeah. What did I say? 11. I said did
Yeah,
that.
I know. Well,
I just. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I guess it's because
It's okay.
I'm seeing 11:11.
Yeah, it's a great time, and some people are doing theirs at 11:11. So
Are they? Okay. Well, we're going to be doing ours at 1:11. 1:11, 1:11, not 11:11. Okay. So at 1:11, we're going to be doing our ceremony Central Time. So here in Texas, we'll be doing this at South Lake, Texas, at White's Chapel. They have a historic labyrinth, which is fabulous. And did you happen to notice the girls that their logo that they're using, the labyrinth that they have, or the mandala, I guess, that they have as their background is the exact pattern of the labyrinth that we're using, that we're
cool.
walking.
Yeah, I didn't notice. That's awesome.
Yeah, you know how it's got that I guess not clover leaf, but that loopy thing.
Mhm.
I had never walked a labyrinth until last week with Sarah at this one, so it was very interesting. It's really cool. So anyway, Sarah and I will be doing it with, I hope everyone in Texas comes to us, but if not, it may just be me and Rick and Sarah. It doesn't matter. I know you'll all be there with us in spirit. And I hope that you'll be praying with us and holding space for us and the world, actually, for peace. The protocol is to wear a light color to reflect light for peace. And then in this particular email, down in the darker box, you'll see the actual ceremony. It's going to contain a invocation that Eleanor Roosevelt read at the end of World War II, which is lovely, and then a mantra that will be spoken during the meditation or during the walking of the labyrinth, and then also a prayer that is in the back of Joanne Miller's book, A Prayer for Peace, and Sarah's going to be doing the bowls and stuff like that, the bowls and her drum, and leading us in meditation. She's got some other tricks up her sleeve, I'm sure. They're at the site. In addition to that, if you're elsewhere, you can join us. There's a Zoom link. So we would love for you to join us in the Mighty Power of 8. You can join us remotely through that. We're going to try to hook it up so you can see us at the labyrinth, walk the labyrinth. If that doesn't work because we're not technical wizards, then you can certainly, we're going to try to lead you. The girls with the Power of 8 will wind up leading you through the ceremony like that, and then we will have a video of the ceremony that we're doing later on that'll be available to you. So just hold some space for us and do your prayers, and let's make this a wonderful opportunity. Do you have anything to add?
No, that covered it all. Just thanks to everybody for joining us and listening in, and yeah, look forward to connecting with you more.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait. Hey, we should also say, if you're going to join us in South Lake, you might want to wear a hat. And it's going to be, there's shade around that area, but also it's a smaller spot, but the sun might be right at high noon. So who knows? We might have sun right in the middle of the labyrinth. We don't know. So you might want to wear a hat. You might want to bring a blanket or a chair to sit in, so you're comfortable. If you have any meditation tools, bring those. If you're going to be just doing this from your home by yourself, you know, have your crystals around you, Bible, anything that you want, anything that will get you in that space. Do that. And be sure and like and share and pass this email on, so that we can turn everyone on to peace. Right?
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah, so much.
You're welcome.
So lovely. You're absolutely lovely.
Thank you.